We got the Forester in the bay, and we got our parts we need from Subaru and our aftermarket supplier. So depending on what solenoid you need, we're starting to see a lot of overdrive solenoids drop out right now. A lot of times we see the overdrive solenoid go and the four-wheel drive solenoid go. There's a third one, I don't remember what it is, but these are the two we do most often. And then we're going to need some parts from Subaru. We're going to need 2 O-rings here, just because we don't need things leaking when we put them back down, and 1 cover gasket. And when we take this cover off, we're going to be extra careful. It's got some dowel pins in it. It is really easy to crack this cover, and it's one of the reasons we get a new gasket. That way, if we have some kind of other problem with it leaking afterwards, we can kind of pinpoint it to a crack a lot faster and easier. But you're gonna need 2 O-rings, a gasket, and our solenoid. So let's get started. All right, so we got our camera set up in the engine compartment here. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this intake tube off. So I got an 8mm. Actually, I got a 9mm. Get our 8mm. And we're going to take our 8mm and remove our hose clamps. And then we have to pull our fresh air tube off for our PCV valve. That is a little squeeze clamp down here on the side. And we're going to get our air intake tube out of the way. What we're after is the cover back here. For our next move, there is a torque strut back here. We're going to take that torque strut out. It looks like a 14, and we're going to need our 3/8 ratchet and a 14mm. And this is the little brace that goes over top, goes basically from the body here over to the transmission. So we got our 14, we loosened it up with our 3/8 ratchet. We're moving to some power tools now, but all right, so we got our bolt nut washer, and this one's just a bolt. We get our bar out of the way here. Get that back later. We got that out of the way. We're going to disconnect our wiring here from our testing the other day. You know, we always test these because occasionally you will have just a broken wire. And if it's just a broken wire, you can fix it for a lot less than even putting a solenoid in. All right, so we got our wires disconnected here. Next thing, we're gonna get rid of our ground wire. Get our little 10. Ground wire out of the way. And then we can start on taking cover stuff off. Let's start with taking back this heat shield. So we got a couple on here we're gonna loosen up. We got one up top here, and we got one down the side here we're gonna get, and then we got another one over here on this side. So we got our cover off. I get a blowgun, blow this off so we don't get dirt in the transmission. All right. We get the dirt out of the way. Our next step is we're going to get this cover up. So it looks like we got a bigger bolt here on our ground. We're going to take that off because we got to get this connection out of the way. We're going to leave that one to the back here, but pull this one loose. We're going to go around, we're going to just break all of these loose. And that was 10 millimeter. Get all these bolts all the way around. Now, we're going to take our magnet so we don't drop any more. So we got all our bolts out. We're going to look all around the perimeter there. Make sure we got them all. Take our light in, get them back under the cowl there. Looks like we got them all. I usually set them up in the cowl here so I don't lose them, knock them off. And then we're going to fish that one out that we dropped earlier. Got it. Got that. All right, so now we are going to try and pull this cover up and get in here and see how much free space we have. Try and catch the side here at the starter, around the dowel pin. Might have to add a little bit of heat to it today. And get a little crusty. It helps if you add a little bit of heat around the dowel pins, and that will help loosen them up. That way you can start to budge the cover. All right, so we're gonna torch in here. We're gonna warm up around this corner here. Go. Got it. All right, we are in business. Now, got everything loose. Don't break anything. Get this up. Now we're going to get our cover back. So we can get out our wiring harness. I'm probably going to have to do this where you can't see it. Try to get this harness apart here. There's a connector right at the front here, right by the starter. And it's for the cover. It's right here. It has a little piece that you have to press down on. You press down on that and pull back on it, you'll be able to get the cover off. And what we're going to do is inspect this quick. Not seeing any cracks or damage, so we got lucky. All right, let me get rid of our gasket here, which we damaged, taken out. This is why we always get new ones. And see, we damaged that, getting it out. So we always get a new one. And now we are to our valve body here. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull out all of our bolts that we need to be able to get this solenoid up and out. All right, so we're heading into this. If I remember correctly, this one's got to come out. All the dark ones got to come out. I'm going to break them all loose. And I think this one here, right behind that dark one, it's got to come out. So you got two of these silver ones that need to come out. One that's very front by this torque strut, and one right at the back here. You see the holes are just a little bit different. When we get it up, get it on the bench, I'll show you what they look like. All right, we're gonna pull this up, and we're gonna just kind of tilt it back, let the fluid run off of it for a second here. All right, get our light. Now, we're gonna get this guy up. Come on. I have to take this clamp off of this.